Welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Hello everyone. How are you all today? How was your evening? Did you spend your evening listening to old LPs? Did you root about in your collection of records and find things like this? Well, honestly, I hope you didn't. But if you did, well, congratulations, I think. Anyway, whatever you did, I hope you enjoyed yourself doing it. It's all about having fun, isn't it? Yes. So, have fun and then everything becomes easier. Okay, now, what's the situation with the animals? Gusti, calm down for God's sake. That's better. Margot, move out of the way. You're blocking the TV screen. Thanks. And Nigel, you know what I'm going to ask you, don't you? That's right, Nigel. For all of our sakes, please keep the noise down for the next 15 minutes or so. People can't hear what I'm saying if you're doing your snorting, grunting, squeaking routine. Okay, so the animals have received their instructions. So that must mean that we're ready to get started, no? Well, let's just quickly check. Are you sitting down? Yes? Good. Are you comfortable? Yes? Good. Have you got a cup of something? Perhaps a cup of coffee or a cup of tea by your side? Yes? Or perhaps you've got a cool drink full of ice cubes by your side? Well, as long as you've got some sort of beverage, then I'm sure you'll be okay. So, okay, ole, let's get stuck in. Right then. What were we looking at yesterday? Who remembers? I know, you all do, don't you? Okay, but let's make sure. Let's have a quick recap of yesterday's lesson, shall we? Well, yesterday we looked at using the so plus auxiliary verb plus subject form to say in a short way that we agree with something someone said. We looked at the different ways we use this so form with different verbs. And we learned that when we use it with the idea of possession, then we can't use have got. We use the auxiliary verb do. I've got a broken leg, so I, so she. So do I, so does she. Okay, so that's simple enough, isn't it? Yes, and now? Well, there's just one more area I'd like to talk about. We looked at what we do when the original sentence uses will, didn't we? Yes, that was an easy one, wasn't it? If the original sentence uses will, then we also use will in the so plus auxiliary verb plus subject form to show agreement. I'll be in London next week. So they, so we, so he. So will they, so will we, so will he. Okay, but what happens when we think about the other ways we can talk about the future? Well, we often use the present continuous to talk about future plans, and we've already seen how we respond to sentences where the original sentence uses the present continuous. When we want to show agreement using the so plus auxiliary verb plus subject form, then we use the auxiliary verb which we use to make the present continuous. We use the verb to be. Now, we remember that with the verb to be, there are three forms depending on the subject. We use am for the first person singular for I. We use are for the second person singular and the plural subjects for you, we, you, and they. And finally, we use is for the third person singular for he, she, and it. I'm traveling to Kabul next month. So I, so we, so she. So am I, so are we, so is she. Great. Now, just to make sure that everything's clear, here's a few sentences for us to practice with. Are you all ready? Yes? Good. Well, as usual, let's do the first one together, shall we? Number 1, he's got a new LP. So my sister, so my friends, so I. So does my sister, so do my friends, so do I. Wow, that was simple enough, wasn't it? Yes. Okay, now you've got 30 seconds to finish the rest of them with some background music from CI5, Gordon Jackson, Martin Shaw and Lewis Collins. Right then, off you go. Time's up. How did you all get on? How was that? They were all pretty simple, weren't they? Well, let's have a look at them together and see how you managed, shall we? Right, well, we don't need to bother with number 1, do we? No, that was the one we did together. That was the example sentence. So, on we go to the next one. It's number 2. I'm going to go home now. So am I. So is my cousin. So are we. Great. Simple, no? We know that when we're making the short agreeing form using so, and the original sentence is made with going to, then we use the verb to be, the auxiliary verb we use to make the going to form in the so plus auxiliary verb plus subject answer. Okay, that means that the first one is simple. It's the first person singular, which means it's am. So am I. All right, the next one is my cousin, which means that it's which subject. That's right, my cousin is the third person singular, so he or she. We don't know. Cousin can be male or female. He or she is. So is my cousin. Great. And what about the last one? Well, it's a plural subject, which means that we know that we need are. So are we. Brilliant. And on we go. On to the next one. Right then, what have you got for this one? I'm happy. So are they. So is my nephew. So is your niece. Great. Simple. Someone tells us that they're happy, and the original sentence uses the present simple form of the verb to be. So in this answer, we also use the correct form of the verb to be in the present simple, either am, are, or is, depending on the subject. So are they, so is he, and so is she. Magic! On we go! I'm tired. So are we, so is she, so is my dad. Okay, another easy one, isn't it? Once again, the verb in the original sentence is the present simple form of the verb to be. Okay, that tells us that we have to use the present simple form of the verb to be in the agreeing reply. We just have to make sure that we don't make any mistakes when we're conjugating. The first reply uses a plural subject, which means that we have to use are. So are we. Good. The next one uses the third person singular, and we know that the form of the verb to be in the present simple tense for the third person singular is. So is she. And what about the last one? Well, That one's got my dad as a subject. And my dad is which subject? That's right, the third person singular. So, well, it's easy, isn't it? So is my dad. So is he. Right then, on we go. Oh no, hang on. We haven't got enough time. It's time to catch up with Mary and Lizzie, shopping for shoes. Oh, pig's tails. Oh well, never mind. We'll carry on with our exercises next lesson. But for now, let's catch up with Mary and Lizzie. Well, I have some good news and some bad news. Oh, what's the bad news? We don't have size 36 in the blue shoes. And what's the good news? We've got size 36 in the red pair, and I found a size 36 in a similar type of shoe. They're also blue. I brought them for you to look at. Well, Lizzie, what do you think? Actually, I think this blue pair, the pair I didn't see, I think they're the nicest. Can I try them on, please? Of course. Please take a seat. Which shoe would you like to try on? The right or the left? The right, I suppose. Okay, let me just check that I removed all the packing. Here you go. Thanks. Ow! What's wrong? There's something in the shoe. Oh, I am sorry. I missed that one. Here, let me help you. There. Let's try that again. Ah, that's better. How does it feel? Is it the right size? Not too tight? No, it feels fine. It's very comfortable. Would you like to try the other one on too? Yes, please. Here you go. I think I removed all the paper this time. How do they feel? They feel fine. Try walking up and down the shop to see if the shoes are comfortable. And there's a full-length mirror by the storeroom door. You can see what they look like on your feet. How do they feel? Are they comfortable? They're not too tight, are they? No, they're very comfortable. And they look lovely, don't they? Yes, they look very nice. Well, would you like them? Yes, please. Okay, we'll take this pair, please. Of course, I'll just put them back into the box for you. Well, that was a successful end to the lesson, wasn't it? Lizzie found a pair of shoes that she liked, and she managed to find them in the right size. Now, unfortunately, we've run out of time. So what we'll do is this. Next lesson, we'll start with the exercises we didn't have time to finish, and then we'll look back to Lizzie's shopping trip and run through that one more time to make sure that we understood all of the vocabulary we saw. Okay, good. Well then, in that case, it's time for us to leave you for the day. Have fun, relax, and enjoy yourselves. We'll be back before you know it, but if you feel that you can't live another minute without English, then fire up the computer, jump onto the internet, and steam along to www.m5tv.hu. That's where you can catch up on all the old lessons, and that's where the vocab lists are too. Okay, people, until we meet again, have fun. See you later. Bye.